So how do you create a brand that truly represents who you are and the products you sell, as well as building a business that you can scale online? That is what this podcast will help you do. My name is Henry Kaminsky Jr., and welcome to the Brand Doctor Podcast.
Let me just make this statement loud and clear. Jersey's here, Jersey's here.
What up, everybody? Hope everybody's having an amazing day. Today's topic of conversation is, do you want more top of the funnel lead generation ideas for your business? I know a lot of you guys are looking for more leads. So let's have this conversation. Before we dive into this, I got to tell you, today's a little bit of a bittersweet day. My little guy, Dante, started school again after 6 months of being home because of COVID. And man, it's so quiet around this house these days. This morning, it's like, oh my God, it feels eerie. I'm used to this little munchkin running around and bum rushing live streams and the dog barking from aunts and uncles coming to babysit. So it's bittersweet this morning. But he was really excited to go back, which I'm really happy for. So that was good. So let's get into today's topic of conversation, which is, do you want more top of the funnel lead gen ideas for your business? So let's talk about top of the funnel real quick so people get a better understanding of what I'm talking about. You know, there's top of the funnel, there's middle of the funnel, and there's bottom of the funnel activities that you should be doing. So the top of the funnel is really getting people into your world, into your business, getting people to know, like, and trust what it is that you're doing, and get them to consider you as a potential vendor for them, right? Whether you're selling coaching or selling a service or any of those, right? So there's certain things that you need to do up top of the funnel, from a content perspective, from a lead generation perspective, in order to get them down the funnel into a buying conversation, into them actually pulling out their credit card and purchasing from you. So a lot of the issues that my Brand Accelerator clients deal with is the leads that they are attracting trickle in month after month. There's no real predictable way of bringing in new people. I had a client reach out to me recently for a consult, and you could tell she was, just through her voice and the way she was typing, right? She was desperate, and she was really looking for a way to systemize a lead generation strategy. So what happens here's another reason, people are constantly looking for leads, and it's so important to, no matter how good your business is doing, to constantly remember lead gen as a crucial part of your business. I see what happens a lot of times is you start to get 4, 5, 6 clients at once, right? Or multiple clients at once, and you think like you can rest on those laurels, and like you're always going to have new business coming in. Well, it's not necessarily the case, because what happens when all of that client work dries up and you're not doing any lead generation strategy? You're going to be sucking wind, and now your back is going to be against the wall, and you're going to be saying to yourself, oh, damn, I wish I kept that lead gen stuff going even when I was busy. I'll give you a quick example. So I have a coaching client who I meet with twice a month, and this guy 3 months ago was absolutely crushing it in his service-based business. So he does content editing and video editing for his clients, and it's a done for you. You basically give him the, you give him the content, and his team does all the editing for you and actually posts it on your social media on your behalf. So it was it's a great business, and he's really, really good at it. And he was crushing it 3 months ago. Like, Henry, I feel like I'm on top of the world. We onboarded 5 new clients this month and things are rocking. And I'm like, bro, good for you, man. Keep doing great work. Keep doing great work. You're going to be, you're going to be top of your industry. And then all of a sudden this month, he's reaching out to me going, Henry, oh my God, we lost 4 clients all at once. I don't know what to do. I feel like I'm behind the 8 ball. The revenues, I'm good. I have enough runway, but it sucks that I'm losing this many clients at once. And I'm like, I get it, dude. Now you're starting to feel. Now, mind you, this guy's only been in business for, I think, a year or 2. I think he's going on his 2nd year, but he's actually crushing it. Overall, doing a fantastic job, right? I said, now you're starting to feel what attrition feels like, right? Now people are staying in your program for 3 to 4 months and then they're bowing out. So what can we do to keep them in, right? And some of the clients were just bad fits, so we had to fire them, which was great. I said, don't look at this as a bad thing. Look at it as making room for newer clients. So it's all how you look at it, right? It's all how you position yourself when these things come to mind. But I knew as his coach, hearing him rant and rave 3 months ago on how things were going, all I kept saying in the back of my mind was, what goes up must come down. And I've gone through these myself. I've gone through these experiences myself. I've had record-breaking 6-figure months, and I feel like I'm on top of the world. Like, oh, I don't have to work for the rest of the year. But then I realized very quickly that work is going to take approximately 60 to 90 days to complete, and then we're at square one again. So if I'm not out there providing value, staying top of mind, constantly funneling people into my world, then I'm going to be what's the word I'm looking for? I'm going to be sucking wind when all that work dries up. So now what, right? So I'm constantly on a lead gen mission, no matter how busy I am. So here's a couple of things that I want you to do to start making you think differently about top of the funnel lead gen ideas. Okay. So the first thing that I want you to do is I want you to take a step back and allocate your resources. You hear me talking about this all the time. If there's one thing that the dean of my master's program drilled into our heads, I love this dude. Rest in peace, Ron Calisi, man. He was such an amazing individual and person. Every class, no matter what he was teaching, he always brought up resource allocation. Know what your resources are and know how to allocate them and delegate them accordingly. So I don't care if you're just starting out or if you're a seasoned online entrepreneur or business owner, it doesn't matter. You probably are sitting on a wealth of resources that you don't even know you have. Okay. So so let's break this down into 2 pieces, right? Say you're just starting out. The one thing that I would do if I was starting over again would be to go out on social media and do a ton of research on what it is my potential customer wants and needs. What do they want and where are they hanging out? Okay, those are the 2 things that I would be focusing my attention on. And I would create a Google Doc and I would make tons of notes on what people are commenting on, what people are questioning on, and just take a ton of time to get all that data. And then I would go and create content that addresses that information, right? And then what I would do is I would gate certain things, right? If you want to learn XYZ, I would create a lead capture funnel, put in your name and email, and I will deliver that promise to you on the other side, right? And you could do this simply with ClickFunnels, okay? You hear me talk about ClickFunnels a lot. ClickFunnels is an easy way to create lead capture pages and do this, okay? So that's, if I was just starting out, that's one way, okay? Now, if I was a little bit more seasoned, I have some ideas for you that I think will help you tremendously get more people into your funnel. All right. Interviews, case studies. Say you have training programs, right? Splintering off little modules, or I should say lessons, little tiny snippets of an overall training that you sell, and give that or use that as a lead gen tool. All right. Create a behind the scenes series where they opt in, your lead opts in, name and email. And on the back end, on the other side, you take them through a behind the scenes series on how you created X result for X client. You're constantly showing and proving your skill set, your authority, your credibility, how you deliver results for your clients. All right. So you have all of this sitting. I'll give you another quick example. I have a Brand Accelerator client who goes on tons of podcast interviews, right? And there was this one interview that he was on that the host was like, you know what? I really don't have a solid format here. Basically, what I want to do is I want you to coach me for the next hour. And I forget what exactly the topic was or what he need coaching on. But my client literally coached this guy on his podcast for an hour. So I said, this is brilliant. This is brilliant. This is what you're going to do. You're going to get the video from that podcast host, and you're going to create little mini snippets of content from that interview. And you're going to put that out on social media. I just saw him do it the other day. He's starting to implement my strategy. And I love, this is what fires me up when I see people actually taking action on what it is that I tell them to do. On LinkedIn, he took a 30-second clip of that podcast interview and he posted it on on LinkedIn. And I think the title was, "It's okay to outgrow your mentor." Right. And he talked about that. And I was like, wow, this is awesome. So basically what I would say, if you want to use this strategy for lead gen, is I'm going to do this today. I had a phenomenal interview with Dean Graziosi back. I think it was February. He came on my podcast. And he just dropped bomb after bomb after bomb. I'm going to create a lead capture page today. And it's funny, when you do funnels for as long as I've been doing funnels, you have you start to create templates that you can easily manipulate and get live very quickly. So I'm going to take one of my templates that I use for my lead gen funnels. I'm going to duplicate it. I'm going to edit it. And I'm going to say, check out this conversation I had with Dean Graziosi. This is you're going to get so much value out of this, right? I literally am taking a podcast that is publicly live. You could go find it if you Googled it, but I am going to use it as a lead gen source. And I'm going to drive attention to this landing page, and people are going to opt in and watch this interview. That's what I'm talking about, how leveraging interviews for your lead gen strategy. You could do that. So go find an expert in your niche and interview them. Take the content, gate it, and have people opt in to watch it. People think I'm crazy for saying this, but people will do it all day long. All right? Case studies. Put in your name and email, and I will show you how I took this client from A to Z, right? And you could break it up you could do a long form video. You could break it up into little bite-sized pieces if you want. And boom, I also do that. If you go to my Instagram, you'll see it. You hit the case, you go to the link in my bio, you hit case study, and boom, I have a 4 video series taking you through the case studies that I've had. Russell Brunson's in there, Adam Wenning's in there, Dom Fawcett's in there, right? But you have to name an email to get that information, right? I have a brand yourself course that I've stopped selling unless people ask me about it, because I really want to focus on one offer, which is my Brand Accelerator program. But I have people DM me all the time. Do you have any courses? Yeah, here it is. Here's the link, right? And they just go buy it. But what I've decided to do was take little bite-sized pieces of that course and use it as lead gen. So I'm going to say, hey, do you want to know where to start when it comes to building funnels? I have a lesson from my Brand Accelerator course. And it's a video. I think it's 6 or 8 minutes long. Give me your name and email. And on the back end, on the flip side, I'm going to give you this video, and it's going to teach you where to start when it comes to building funnels. Behind the scenes, same thing. But you get the idea, right? You probably have a ton of things that you can leverage to generate leads. You just have to take the time to sit down and see what you got in your pantry. And that's what this week's all about for me. Is I'm going to go in with my team and say, what can we use to generate more leads for Unique Designs? Right? And we're going to get really creative with it. Really creative with it. All right. So imagine now having 6 to 12 different assets that are generating leads for you on a constant basis. What do you think that's going to do to your email subscription or your email list? What do you think that's going to do to your bottom line? What do you think that's going to do to your business growth overall? What do you think that's going to do for your online following? You think it's going to improve it? Hell yeah. You know, nothing drives me more nuts is when somebody comes to me and says, I need more leads. And then I do a 5-minute audit on their website and their social media presence. And I can't find one lead generation funnel or one opt-in funnel that gets them a person's name and email address. It baffles my mind. It's like, it's like driving a boat with no engine and no oars. You're out there in open water, but there's nowhere to steer. There's no way to steer, and you're just like floating. That's a horrible place to be. So what if I assembled a motor on your boat and now you're able to navigate? What if I gave you a set of oars and now you can paddle any which direction you want? It's all about getting the wrangle back on your business. Listen, we all have the opportunities. We all have the ability to do this. We just don't know what we don't know, and that's why we feel stuck. When I get in that zone, when I feel like, oh man, I don't know which way to turn, I hit the training. I hit training hard. I probably spent 6 hours this weekend going into trainings that I had sitting in an archive that I bought and never really did anything with. And I went nose to the grind wheel. And I just dug deep and I took notes and I studied. My son kept asking me, what are you doing, Daddy? I'm studying. I'm working. I'm studying. You know, I want to help more people. I can't do that if I don't study, if I don't empower myself. Right? And he got it. And, you know, I want to start to train him in educating himself. So here's the takeaway. Here's the action that I want you to take today. All right. I want you to do an audit of potential resources that you may have on your belt, right, in your business, that you could start to leverage as lead gen tools. Okay. And I want you to ask yourself, how can I create a lead capture funnel out of them? All right. I gave you 3 ideas. I didn't want to overwhelm you. I have plenty more, but I just wanted to give you 3 behind the scenes series, splintering off potential trainings that you may have, interviewing somebody and leveraging that interview as gated content. And I want you to start thinking in that way. I want you to take a half an hour or an hour today, open up a Google Doc, and just make an inventory of what you may have in your toolbox. Right? And if you need help with this stuff, this is what I do. This is what the Brand Accelerator program actually does for clients. It helps them unlock a lot of the tools and the resources that they already have. They just can't see it because they got all these puzzle pieces on the table and they don't know which puzzle piece goes where. And that's why I come in there and I strategize. I give them the focus. I give them the clarity. I give them a way to actually put all the pieces together so it works cohesively together to build a great business online. And we all know we need that these days, especially since COVID hit. So take what I'm giving you today and execute it. And if you're looking for somebody to guide you and help you along the way, I'm more than happy to do it. But you got to be willing to do it. That's it. You know, the people that get the best results from me, look at Dom Fawcett, and look at Nick Bradley. These guys put in the work. And it's like, I tell them what to do. Bam, they do it. What's next, coach? Boom, do this. Okay, great. I'm on it. Done. And it's just a rinse and repeat thing. And that's one thing that my coaches have always said about me is I've never seen somebody to execute as quickly as you. That's the key. So listen, guys, this one was a little bit long, but I want you to get this because this is very, very important. What comes up must come down. So if you're not generating, if you're having a great month, great. But no, you're going to have some slow ones. And no, you're going to have a constant, steady lead generation source or multiple sources bringing in leads. Otherwise, you're going to be scrambling, and that's not a great position to be in as a business owner. All right? So have an amazing day. And again, if you guys are interested in the Brand Accelerator program, I will leave a link below, and I will also, you could just go to my website and hit Brand Accelerator. You go to Unique Designs with a Z at the end, not an S.net, and just click Brand Accelerator. It tells you everything about the program. You book a consult, you start the process, and we get rocking in 60 to 90 days. You're going to have a brand that's going to give you the confidence to really set the world on fire, because you don't have anything without confidence. And that's what I'm in the business of. I'm in the business of giving you the confidence through preparation, through clarity, through focus, through strategy, through execution and experience to light your brand on fire. So have an amazing, amazing day. Thank you for watching, listening, and supporting my mission and vision here at Unique Designs. And get out there and crush it. Talk to you soon, guys. Hey everyone, this is Henry Kaminsky Jr. again, and really quick, I want to invite you to a one-on-one consult with me right now if you're looking for the clarity and focus you need to build your brand. Over the past 13 years, I've served hundreds of entrepreneurs that have great products but struggled tremendously with articulating its value to their ideal customers. You didn't get into business to just change a few lives, did you? Your ideal clients need you. And when your brand has precision-crafted messaging coupled with beautifully thoughtful design that sounds, looks, and feels like you, they'll know you're the perfect match for them. If this is something you're struggling with, what I want you to do right now is pause this audio and go visit www.uniquedesigns with a Z at the end, not an S.net, and book your one-on-one consult call with me. Remember, the quality of your brand
will determine the quality of your clients. And the quality of your clients will determine the quality of your life.